easy, real easy.
Stay tuned. More coming up right here on Guide Us TV.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Yeah, we finally, I have something in the background and I'm going to turn it off right now. Yeah. Anyway, we have Habib is our guest today. Habib, how you doing?
I'm good, and how are you?
Thanks.
I think the background is appropriate for this month, considering.
Yeah, it's the season, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got that. Anyway, what is your background?
My background is set from All in the Family.
It's a family background.
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, man.
But what's really interesting, I do have a nephew and a brother-in-law, both named Mike.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But nobody called him Meathead.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you that. What about Meathead? Yeah. Anyway, that was at a time when really we needed that, because it showed responsibility for our actions, because the main character demonstrated what not to do.
Yes, but see, as you watch from beginning to end, and as he evolved, he became less and less of a bigot.
Yeah, he did. Well, it started out a bigot toward the African American community, but it later changed in its aspect. When he got the other show, what was it? And he owned a beer joint or something like that.
Yes, he owned a bar.
A bar.
Yeah.
They don't call it beer joints. Anyway, I think he had a different attitude there.
Yeah.
Basically, anyway. So, what will we talk about today?
Well, there's a couple of things we could talk about. And one of the things that I was thinking about, I live in a senior's apartment, right? Oh. So in a senior's apartment, there's certain rules in regards to people coming in and this type of thing. So what is the word that I'm trying to look for?
Protection.
It's, protection, yes. So there's a certain amount of protection that's here, but then again, I'm fairly new. So who knows my friends that are coming in? And one of my friends don't look like me. And other people, well, they know me, but they don't know my friends. And do they let them in? How do they treat me in regards to what's going on in my life? So when you're looking at protection, you're looking at different things too. And the idea is, okay, what do we do with these rules of protection, and when does it change so it's not no longer protection, but there's control?
Yeah, you are on the subject. We have it posted on IslamNewsroom.com. IslamNewsroom.com is the area you want to visit when you have a question. And well, you you don't have a exact question. You just want to question everything. Yeah. And
Well,
Islam Newsroom is the go-to place for that.
I have a tendency of doing that, questioning everything. It's like when I hear something, it's like, okay, why are we doing this? Because some things make sense to me and other things don't.
Uh, I'm typing it in right now and see if we go to it. No, it's not working. Huh. Huh. Well, yeah. My Google thing isn't working. It's not working.
Interesting.
Does yours work while you
I
broadcast?
don't know if it I don't know if it could. Hang on. Because I don't know if I can do that or not. I can do video, I can do share screen, so I'm not sure. I've never done this before. I wonder if Joshua is still around and maybe he can pull something up.
Well, I'll try a Safari. Usually the Chrome works for me, but Islam Newsroom. All right, let's see if that works. It's taken a long time. Huh. It's not working either. I'll call, and this is not our regular program, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi barakatuh. Our website isn't working, and it's affecting our broadcast.
There's nothing that I can do about that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just get by on what we have. Anyway,
Exactly.
yeah. So,
I think we can still have a discussion,
yeah.
even though, yeah. Do you remember anything that was put there in regards to the topic?
Well, of course, I designed it. The first sign is the clear words become vague. The first sign of protection being control, ultimate control, is the clear signs or clear words become vague. Definitions soften. Safety replaces truth. Harm becomes undefined, and context becomes a reason to avoid answers. What do you think?
Oh, there we go. So when we're looking at this, and by the way, it is on the screen right now. I don't know if you can see it.
I didn't, I see it on the screen where you are.
But we don't see it on the other screen.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so protection or control, this is what we're talking about. And my computer shut down when I published this. And I don't know if it was related, but it came back up in a day or two.
Okay. So when we're looking at this, what are you trying to explain to everyone?
Well, I want to know when protection becomes control, because this is the subject of our basic individual and collective ideas. Because whenever somebody tells you this is for your own safety, okay, do you do this? But this replaces truth, because I'm not available to, or I'm not allowed to think outside the box. Your safety things say I can't think outside the box, right?
Right. Or, okay, protected from what? Well, why do we need this protection? What are we being protected from? And how come we can't ask, what are we being protected from? And you could say, oh, it's because of, say, immigrants or people that are, in the country that shouldn't be by their standards. And we had this in Canada. So, and I'll pick on Canada because I know what's going on in Canada, and this would make better sense. Because right now there's a bill going through the House of Commons, and it takes away religious rights just so they can protect other people. But you're taking away rights from a big group of people because you're looking at any religions just to protect a smaller group of people. So is that fair to everyone? And then you start asking questions, but they don't want you to ask questions. So, and it comes down to what you're saying in regards to what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Now, with all of this, why does it keep changing? What's going on? It says what's going on, and I'm really saying what's going on with this.
Yeah, well, it's decided to work now. That's why I said it, because I seen it on the screen. So let's take a look at this in the idea of clear words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clear words become vague. Yeah. And definitions become softened, and safety replaces truth. Yeah, for your own safety. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. If you say, for your own safety, we're doing this. For your own safety, we're doing that. And something, as an example, somebody talking about, oh man,
Continue on.
Okay. So the clear words become vague. So safety replaces truth. And this and harm becomes undefined. Context becomes a reason to avoid answers. And personally, I don't like it when somebody tells me what to do. And they can ask, but somebody telling me, do this, do that, do this, do that, and what explanation do I have? Right?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And I'm thinking like this time of the year because it's coming on to winter in Canada, and there's certain things we have to be careful of. And because sometimes it rains and in the freezes, you get ice.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at ice and the dangers of ice in regards to causing problems, I mean, with your causing physical harm, because if ice causes you to fall, you get hurt. So they make rules up to make sure, but is it really for our protection, or do you want to make up more rules to just control us? And this is what I'm wondering in regards to ice.
When we lived up north, we had ice, and sometimes they would get icicles hanging down from the roof, and big icicles, and they could hit you and harm you or even kill you. Is that right?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And when it comes to ice, there's different kinds of ice too, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, not that's not even talking about the ice on the streets, because everybody knows that ice on the street will cause you to slide around, but icicles hanging, and they're very dangerous if they get
Oh,
too big or they get pointed, and many icicles get pointed.
oh, yes. And if they've been there for a long time, you got an icicle that at the top it's about this big around, and it weighs several pounds. Like you're talking, 50 to 100 pounds, depending on the size and length. So yes, it can do a lot of damage. But I think ice in different parts of the United States could be a lot worse.
Well, fortunately for us in California, we don't have the icicles hanging down. But I'm sure where you are, you have a lot of problems with that.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's the reason why I'm careful walking and this type of thing. So, just to change the subject for a little bit. I don't know if you know about this about me, but I have a tendency of ruffling feathers or rocking the boat.
Yeah, I know about that. Anybody that chooses Islam has that opportunity to rock the boat.
Yeah, yeah, because I was reminded today, I don't know why it came to me, that song, Sit Down, You're Rocking. I know that wouldn't work well for me because I would be the one that would question it and say, well, what's wrong with rocking the boat? It's something that needs to be
Yeah.
done.
What is wrong with rocking the boat? Is maybe the baby's asleep?
Because it's a social norm and we have to follow by example in not rocking the boat. And this is what it is.
Norm is one of the things that we want to talk about. Social norm. Actually, who is rating the social norm? Who rates it? Think about that. If somebody is actually saying the social norm is this, well, the social norm is social. That changes minute by minute.
Yes. But is it in another way of controlling people?
Well, that's what we want to find out. And it's on the screen now. Answers focus more on policy than substance. Yeah, substance is actually what we are doing, and policy is what we're supposed to be doing. Refusals cite rules without explanation. Yeah, there's no rule that says you have to have an icicle hanging off your roof, right?
Right.
Especially in California. So the rule that says, well, we're protecting you from this doesn't hold water, and it won't hold water in the form of an ice cube. Anything, you know.
True, true. So,
This is, I'm controlling it now. All right. It was popping up and popping down, and so we got it now. I'll let you talk about this.
no, I'll let you read it and then we'll talk about it. Is that okay? I guess he went off to do something for a minute because I asked him to read it to make it easier for me.
I was asking you if you have the control over this thing. It's going up.
No, I don't. You do.
No, I don't. I thought
No, I don't either. Because you moved it. It didn't move.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it didn't move, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a mind of its own. Anyway, so
Yeah, like somebody else I know, but then again, he doesn't have much of a mind. And that's all I'm saying.
okay. So inconsistency. This is it's doing it out of order. Okay. We just won't move it. Let's talk about the idea of protection being control. This is the idea anyway. So when anybody tells you for your own protection, we are doing this, well, maybe it's motivated by sincerity, but what if it's not?
Well, see, the thing is, when it's not, you look at what's being said and what's being done, and if it doesn't match, we're protecting you. But if there's certain rules put upon you that restricts a lot of your movement, restricts in regards to what you're allowed to say, what you're allowed to read, what types of things that you're allowed to even watch on TV, restricting the people that you're allowed to talk to because, they might be a threat to you. So we want to protect you from this threat. So therefore, carrying on in these types of languages and the idea of burning books and, book bans and all these things, they say it's there to protect you. Protect you from what? What harm can a book do if you read it?
Yeah, you could put it down if you don't mind. Put it down. And I think this is one of the things that I experienced going into Islam. I didn't know I was going into Islam, but one of my preacher friends told me, whatever you do, don't read their book. And that's talking about the Quran. He was talking about the book of the Muslims. And he said, whatever you do, don't read it. Well, at that time, I couldn't have read it anyway because I didn't know Arabic. But he was meaning the translation of it. So my friend was a Muslim, and he brought a Quran translation into our studio. And he laid it out, and I said, is that the book called the Quran? And he said, yes. You want to read it? I said, no, I'm too busy. Anyway, when he walked away, and I said, nah, I said to myself, I'm a man. I can read anything. I just look at it and opened it up. And what I found out is an amazing thing, because it was in beautiful English, perfect. And it said, in the name of God, and then in parentheses, Allah. Well, that was what the Schofield Bible started out with. Yeah, it said a few words, in the name of God, or something like that. I don't remember, but it said God, and then it had the dot, and you go to it, dot one, and then you go to the bottom of the page and see it said Allah. Not Allah, but Allah. A-L-A-L. Not two L's, but who cares? And I thought, is this starting out to be decent? In the name of God, yeah. And then it said the beneficent, the merciful, the beneficent, the one who bestows everything on you, and the forgiving, yeah. Merciful means forgiving. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. But when I got down to the path, the straight path, I thought, wow, this is the path that leads to Allah. And I was thinking that, because if you do the things that are ordained or commanded by Almighty God, you're on the right track. You're on the right path. That's the way that it was translated. Siratul Mustaqim was translated as the right path. And I thought, okay. But when did you read that? Did you read that at the first of the
Of the
book?
Quran? Yeah, well, no, actually, you look at the fact that my friend was showing me different things from Pakistan, and one of the surahs that he did send me was Surah Fatiha. So yes, I did look at this. So I'm looking at the time, and I'm just wondering if we should take a break now.
We should take a break. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Here it is. This is the break, and we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. More coming up right here on Guide Us TV. Stay.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yusuf Estes with really good news. But first, many people are hearing things about Islam, but they are not getting the right message. So the best time to get the right message out is right now. And we have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our projects, our websites, satellite TV channels, and now we can reach every home on the planet, inshallah. Let's make that difference together. It's easy. And be my dawah partner. That was a real good ad for us. Be our dawah partner. Have you signed up?
Oh yes, I've been a Dawah partner now for 4 years.
I just asked you that because I wanted you to say it. Alhamdulillah.
Well,
But
well, see, the thing is, being a Dawah partner, it's not just about donating. It's also about doing dua. And the thing is, when you do dua for what's happening with what's going on with Guide Us TV, you also include yourself into the dua because it's so important. And so we get the blessings from all the things in everybody that's performing dua for what's going on, and so that Allah will bless us all and do the work that we need to do.
yeah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I have something from the former president.
Yes, the one of the few presidents I actually liked, and I know who you mean.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter. Yeah, well, I'll just play that to get the idea of about what it's all about, our conversation today. Let's let him talk about it and see why and how. Yeah?
Yes, definitely.
The word apartheid is exactly accurate. You know, this is an area that's occupied by two powers. They're now completely separated. The Palestinians can't even ride on the same roads that the Israelis have created or built in Palestinian territory. The Israelis never see a Palestinian except they're Israeli soldiers. The Palestinians never see an Israeli except at a distance, except the Israeli soldiers. So within Palestinian territory, they're absolutely and totally separated, much worse than they were in South Africa, by the way. And the other thing is, the other definition of apartheid is one side dominates the other, and the Israelis completely dominate the life of the Palestinian people.
Why don't Americans know what you have seen?
Americans don't want to know, and many Israelis don't want to know what is going on inside Palestine. It's a terrible human rights persecution that far transcends what any outsider would imagine. And There are powerful political forces in America that prevents any objective analysis of the problem in the Holy Land. I think it's accurate to say that not a single member of Congress with whom I'm familiar would possibly speak out and call for Israel to withdraw to their legal boundaries or to publicize the plight of the Palestinians, or even to call publicly and repeatedly for good faith peace talks. There hadn't been a day of peace talks now in more than 7 years. So this is a taboo subject, and I would say that if any member of Congress did speak out, as I've just described, they would probably not be back into Congress the next term.
Yeah, and he wasn't in Congress long after that. Well, he had been out of Congress when he did that program with her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was the victim of the of the protection.
Oh, yes. Well, even just recently, in regards to members of Parliament, that's Canadian politics. Members of Parliament, they were in Jordan. They wanted to go to Palestine, and the Israeli government refused them going to there because they thought it would be a threat to have them there. So you begin to wonder about what are they really trying to protect.
Well, yeah. I've thought about going to Palestine and see if that's really what's really going on over there. But if there are situations that arise that I could be compromised, I don't think that I want to do that. Do you?
Well, the way I look at it, if Allah actually wanted me to go to Palestine, I would go.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it is similar, but I don't know what Allah wants. You talk to this person and this sheikh and this person of knowledge or somewhere, and you'll get 3 different answers or many different answers. But I think that to be on the safe side, safety, is not to speak out or do anything without absolute proof, and then weigh it in your mind, and then do salat istikhara. Salat istikhara is the basis of everything that a Muslim should do. Muslims should not do major things or minor things without the salat istikhara. That's when Allah chooses for you the right way. And maybe he'll choose A, or maybe he'll choose B, or maybe he will choose something that is unknown to you or wild and woolly. But this is what you ask for in the Salat Istikhara. Ask Allah to make the decision for you. Make the decision for you between this and between that. And if he decides that it's not going to be between this and this, it's going to be something totally different, run with it, because this is from Allah. And he likes it when you ask him what to do. Usually he'll lean, you'll see this as being a better path. And they'll see this one is, nah, I don't want that. So you'll go down this path. But sometimes it will be totally different, but it will always work out for you if you make Salat Istikhara. Did you know that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I knew that. And the other thing too, because I have a lot of friends that I talk with, especially online, and one of the things that we talk about is like they ask me for my advice, and I tell them point blank that in regards to what you're doing, seek the guidance of Allah first. This is crucial to what you're doing, because I might give you the wrong information based on maybe what I would want. So it's better to seek the guidance of Allah. In this way here you're truly properly guided. And to me that makes better sense. I can give you my advice, I can give you my opinion, but seek Allah's guidance first.
I know that is the right way for anybody. And I did that too. The first prayer I made in coming to Islam was, I'm asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty, if you're there, guide me. Because I didn't even know if I had a contact with him. But there is always a contact with Allah. Ask God. Don't ask Muhammad. Don't ask Jesus. Don't ask Abraham or anybody else. Just ask God, the one God of Adam. Ask God to guide you, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Yeah, is that right?
That is right. And see, the thing is, a lot of people will seek the guidance from angels and seek the guidance of other things, but they don't seek guidance from the one and true God. And this causes a lot of problems. So going back to the subject at hand and the importance of, okay, how much protection do we really need as a group of people, or and what do we do in regards to what Jimmy Carter was saying about what's going on?
Well, basically, what he was talking about is the reasons he couldn't do anything. Because I don't know what we should do, or should we do anything, because a lot of stuff that I hear about is just not practical, and some things that I'm hearing about are not happening. There's nothing going on, but people in their chats and people in their advice on the speaker's platform, or, that all gets messed up in the delivery. What do you think about it?
Well, see, the thing is, when you, especially if you're listening to a lot of the things, and false information will be put out there. And I seen one time, and this to me was totally ridiculous. It was somebody praying against a certain leader, and this is dealing with Israel. And if you know anything about making a dua, as soon as you pray something, and say if it's something harmful to that other person, and as soon as you say Amin, there's an angel going for him too, for him too. So do you really want an angel praying something bad for you? So why should you be praying something bad for somebody else, no matter who they are? Because Allah doesn't teach us to do this. And it's like, this is so wrong. And it's like, and I'm correcting, and it's so funny. The convert is correcting these people on this. And it's like, I'm still thinking this is weird. Because as a Muslim, shouldn't you, well, I'm assuming, and you shouldn't assume anything, but anyway, you think that they would know better.
Well, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get this thing opened again, and it's very slow, but it's working. But anyway, I knew what it was, and the bottom line, and we're close to, we got 10 minutes more, but the bottom line is when protection becomes control, that's not protection at all. This is controlling you and deciding what you are and what you shall be or what you won't be, and that's not the world that I was brought up in.
Me either, because you weren't born that much before me, and I was, late 80s that I was born. So when you're looking at, Canada during that time, and you look at the world now, it's like for some reason you got people that want to be fascist and don't understand that being anti-fascist is still okay, because that's what the Second World War was fought about. But hey, we can't say anything against fascists because Antifa, and what is Antifa? Anti-fascist. But what can I say?
Well, we can say this, that there is a quandary going on, and if the people of the United States and Canada could agree on certain basic things, I think it would be better. What do you think?
Yes, I do, but you got to realize when it comes to Canada and even with Mexico, we're both two sovereign nations. And the idea of becoming the 51st state does not set well with me. And when we look at the idea of any type of NATO, we're also looking at the importance of our own sovereignty and, working with other countries in NATO, not just NATO, but the European Union, and working with them in regards to Ukraine and other things like this too. So there's a lot more that needs to be done, but you can't do it at this point in time because it's a lot more difficult because of who's in office.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is protection or control. Enforced control is not protection anymore. It is being forced to do something that you may want to do, but you might want to do something else. And the decisions are attributed to the system. The air quotes, yeah. System.
Yeah, this sort of reminds me of a poem that was done during the Second World War, and it's called "Stand Up." And that they came for certain groups of people, and I wasn't that group of people, so I didn't do anything. And then eventually they came for me, and there was nobody to stand up for me. So this is what's happening, when you look at people being taken off the streets and nobody's standing up to stop anybody.
My race, I'm a white person, or that's not my thing, I'm so and so, but this is an accountability for all of us. We're not thinking, because the next time it could be something else and I'm the target.
Yes, but then again, if you're constantly put in fear or making you think that you got to be in fear of this or that, your front part of your brain's not working, where your reasoning and logic is not working because you're in fear. So if they try to control you by doing this, so we need to start thinking and saying, okay, there's something wrong with this.
When it's safe to say something, we didn't do it. And when no one can say who decided this, the control is complete. The domination is complete. The forced control is all they need. And you will not be privileged to even seeing who said what. The test reveals it all.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, even if we ask for papers, they'll be redacted.
Yeah, well, ask yourself what question is no longer allowed. And when even more important, who's getting the benefits? And this is back to what we said in the beginning. Who is getting what out of it? Yeah. Freedom to ask benefits all. And get answers too. Freedom to ask and get answers.
And I still think banning books doesn't protect anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, because the books are still being sold under the table in a higher price.
Yeah, there's that too.
Of the little bit out of me. Well, in summary, protection limits harm. Control limits thought. Protection is transparency. Control hides behind safety. Protection invites examination. Control resists this. examination. What matters? We can spend a lifetime on verifying sources and rejecting blind following, all to separate truth from authority, but these are signs scholars use. This is the scholars' list of 3 things. Text are altered, narratives are managed, power becomes legitimate. Yeah.
Yep.
That's where we should wrap it up.
Yes, we should.
Because if you are seeing this happening, truth is not given to the people by the government. And, well, you know, government or the management of your operation or something, then silence is the so-called protection becomes control. Yeah. And with that, we say, Salaam alaikum, rahmatullah.
Stay tuned. More coming up right here on